This video is sponsored by Bityard. With over 400 cryptocurrencies to choose from on their spot exchange, dozens of USDT pairs for futures trading, perpetual coin futures, trade commodities like gold, silver and oil, Forex, and major indices like Nasdaq. You can buy crypto from Bityard with over 50 different fiat currencies, using Visa, MasterCard, Google or Apple Pay. If you like, you can use their copy trade facility, follow other traders who will execute trades on your behalf, or become a copy trader yourself. So if you want a bit of that, click the link in the description. Good morning everybody, let's have a think about Bitcoin and I suppose a little think about altcoins and a little think about traditional markets. So this is the deal, alright? I won't take up too much of your time. It's just an add-on from last night's video, which is like a clip from the Patreon live stream that I do twice a week. If you're interested, don't worry if you're not. But I felt it was a reasonably important thing to focus on, which is that if we closed last night's candle anywhere below 39,300, we would get what I would consider to be a short signal based on the Ichimoku cloud. Now, because it's on a daily, doesn't mean it's going to go straight down. So I was trying to warn people against. So this is a short signal, but it doesn't mean as soon as we candle body close around here, you go shorting. That's not the deal, and I reiterated that yesterday. It's effectively a signal generated which would suggest a short to take place on a daily, right? So looking at the way that this works, we're being reabsorbed back into the Bollinger Band at the moment. This could lead us up to any of these moving averages on the daily. First one being around 39,800, second one being 40,600, and that would be just today. Look, over time these moving averages are going to be moving down. They're quite steep already, and day by day they will be lower and lower and lower. I think the general direction for us now is that this short signal now has been set in stone. Wherever it is that you decide to take a short, if you're that way inclined, and I'm not suggesting you go shorting things if you've never done it before. Derivatives can be pretty dangerous, especially with something like Bitcoin. Obviously it's volatile to the max, but we'd be looking for further downside, and now I would pretty much say that I would be targeting areas all the way down to about 32, which is the bottom of this CME gap that kind of got almost tested here. That was the last time I bought Bitcoin, around 35,000 at the top of that there, and I'd be looking for at some point over the next couple of weeks a dip into this area. Now I've got a buy order in at 31,350. In the hope that a wick comes down, because like I say, I did buy the top of this area. I'm not really looking to buy any more of the zone. This zone has been effectively bought out. I want a little lower, just to spread out my my orders. And if it doesn't get hit, it doesn't get hit. And it does look like a reasonably strong zone between 28 and effectively 35. 28 is a very strong zone, and this is why I'm a little hesitant to put buy orders down there, and I wanted to front run it to the tune of 31,000 basically, because I don't want to see an order get front run. So yeah, at the end of the day, we're broken down out of this channel. We're talking about how ascending channels like that have a habit of breaking down. They're more likely to break down than break out, and so we're breaking down. So that's no big surprise. We've got the short signal now, so it does look like it wants further downside over a week or two. So I'm not saying today is going to be the day, but over a week or two should get further downside. And then of course we're leading into the next rate hike, which is probably going to be a 50 basis point rate hike. And so if that is the deal, which I think all markets are feeling that right now, no one wants to be trading or buying or investing leading up to that, because it's similar to what we saw around here. Sell the rumour, buy the news. That's basically what happens. And so effectively what we're doing now is we're selling the rumour and probably going to be buying the news again. And so between now and some point in May, when that actual event takes place, we're probably going to go lower, and then that might mark maybe the bottom, or certainly a bottom. It's unlikely that we'll see continuation down after the rate hike. It's one of those counterintuitive events similar to what we were talking about in March. And that worked out quite well, and then further down, could take place after that, because it's not going to be the end of rate hikes. They're going to continue throughout this year, probably into next year also. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to keep having these negative reactions leading into each rate hike. It doesn't mean that at all. If we start to get decent inflation figures, like suggesting that actually things are getting better, then the markets will be a bit more confident, and they will start to jump into stocks and invest again, because everybody's got money burning holes in their pockets. I know I certainly do, and I want to invest more into certain things. I'm just, if you can try and get a little lower entries, especially when it comes to stocks, because stocks are a slow burn, to be honest with you. Crypto is usually quite forgiving, talking mostly about Bitcoin here, not for altcoins. then yeah, I'd rather have money in things than just sitting around as money, not really doing anything, to be honest with you. So that's the deal. Breaking down, short signal, looking like rejection on each moving average, whether it's a daily or a weekly. Areas down towards 32 to hopefully 31 where I get my order filled. Altcoins, I would say, for the most part, just leave them alone. I know that if we can look at this Bitcoin dominance chart and go, well, hang on a minute, we've got the Bitcoin dominance chart, we'll check this on the weekly, it's still hanging quite low, but the problem is, if your Bitcoin dominance is low, is that the next big direction is likely to be up. So whether that's in a pullback or a Bitcoin breakout, buying altcoins in this no man's land anyway, for any major rotation event or effectively any kind of idea of an alt season is pretty unrealistic. You would look to really be buying altcoins or alternating into altcoins at resistances, which would be any of these areas. So we're talking the first pass would be 47%, next pass would be 52, potentially even 57 to 58. See where we go from there. I think it's relatively unrealistic to imagine that the Bitcoin dominance does actually break above there these days, because everybody loves an altcoin now, and the market's very different to how it was when we used to trade this incrementally for rotations, and I'd be very surprised to ever see us get back up into the 70s again, but anything's possible. I just don't see how that is a likely scenario, but it's not impossible, obviously. So at the moment, yeah, unless you're looking to buy some altcoins for the long term, and you're prepared to incrementally buy into to lows as they go. I know I am with certain things, because I suppose I've got more money than sense at the moment, but yeah, I mean, you can buy certain things, you can bang them into staking. You can also stake your tether, to be honest, can't you? You can put it into savings or whatever. There's plenty of things that you can do throughout a boring sideways market. And it depends on your overall time frame. Mine is, it's probably a slightly longer expectation for buying any of these altcoins. I'll be looking for a target between 6 to 12 months before any kind of exit point is near. But it doesn't mean that these are the lows. Yeah, the lows are likely to be lower. And we were talking about this on the Patreon stream last week, actually, about how we were looking for Bitcoin to effectively go back down towards 32, and that the ultimate targets for altcoins are going to be twice the size. So we're talking 30, 40, 50% pullback on those altcoins from last week. And obviously we've started to see that now. We're probably about 20-30% down from some of these already. We probably, for some of these, have got another 20% or more to go. And so there will be much better entries, but because there's no buy signals, all you're looking to do is to dollar cost average or incrementally buy back at lower zones in the event that we do turn around some point down the line, which we will, obviously. Not for all altcoins, so just don't go crazy. Don't just go smashing the buy button on absolutely everything and anything. There's going to be a lot of piles of crap out there that you want to avoid, but some things not so much. But again, altcoins in the short term certainly are gambles. And for those lucky few, you will have picked into some decent ones that have a decent projected outcome over a longer period of time. Long story short, though, Bitcoin wants down, the market wants down, altcoins go down. Look into May for a turnaround after the rate hike takes place. It seems like an obvious trade to make, and see if that actually marks a bottom. It may do, it may not. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.